Hello everybody and welcome back to another Minecraft video. Today I have for you a showcase of a mob farm. This is it in front of me right here. This thing certainly looks strange and you might be able to tell what it's about by looking at it straight away. But one thing I want to tell you is that I actually built this quite some time ago, and the reason I haven't shown you it any sooner is because it is not the most practical or efficient mob farm there is. In fact, it's really just about using this new mechanic in Minecraft 1.8, which involves the slime blocks. So if there's a mob or an entity in front of a slime block, it's going to push it, and I can actually demonstrate that for you by standing here. You can see we get pushed over to the edge, and then we fall down all the way down below where there's loads of mob drops on the ground. So that is the concept right there, really. You know, we have these spawning platforms, the mobs spawn on them, and the slime blocks will push them off. So what I've created is a contraption that pushes the slime blocks back and forth, going all the way up to the top here. Now we're in a void world at the moment and the rates aren't particularly great. There's not a lot of mobs spawning in there. There are some, and you could argue that I haven't designed this in the best way possible. It might have been a good idea to actually stack two of these next to each other so there were more spawning spaces overall, but this really isn't about efficiency. This is just about the idea and putting it to use. So the reason that I'm making this video and sharing this with you is just because I want to see what the Minecraft community can come up with. You know, this is not practical for survival Minecraft, but it is certainly a cool idea, and I'm sure someone else out there will be able to take this to the next level. So let's go over some of the technical details. This is how it works over here. In fact, what you're looking at is this thing, except it doesn't have all of the extra blocks around it. And one more thing to point out actually before we go into how it works, this is designed for all the different types of mobs. It can spawn endermen and it can spawn spiders as well. And enderman can actually pick up melons, which is something that I've learned and just haven't bothered to change the melons into something else. Of course there are some block types that they can't pick up, and this guy might pick himself up a melon, but who knows. Anyway, let's talk about how this works. So down the bottom here we have a clock. This thing is going to alternate signals on either side, and then when they come out at either side they're going to travel upwards. So inside all of those blocks down there are a bunch of redstone torches travelling upwards, and a comparator here will take the signal from the redstone torch and just put it into the block in front of it. So that is then going to power the pistons at the back here. That's going to push the ones in front, so when the next comparator powers, this piston is then going to be there, and so you can see what happens. We're going to have this effect where we push the slime blocks all the way across, and that's when the signal comes up on the other side and pushes them all the way back. So let's power this thing quickly, and you can see it in action. There it goes. It's quite noisy, and that's basically the concept of the farm right there. So one thing to point out is that these pads over here have 40 spawning spaces. It's 8 by 5, and one thing that you could do is make this spawning pad 7 by 6, and then you'd have 42 spawning spaces. But the reason I didn't do that is because it would involve adding extra pistons. So for the extra 2 spawning spaces on either side, you need an extra 2 comparators and an extra 4 pistons. And although this isn't something you're actually going to build in survival, for me that little bit of extra spawning space wouldn't be worth the extra resources that go into it. So you can see in there's an enderman who is dismantling the farm. Yep, I really need to change these blocks into obsidian or something else, at least for the demonstration. There's one more thing that I want to talk about. There's this gap on the side here. Sometimes spiders get caught in this. This is so there's extra air blocks around the spawning platforms, and then that way with more air blocks around them the spawning rates will be a little bit higher. But the gap also used to go across the front here. And the problem with this is when spiders spawn and they get hit across by the slime blocks, they will actually get pushed all the way across the gap they're supposed to fall down, and they'll land here on the glass, which will be a problem. So that is the reason that I haven't left the glass in on that side, but it's also turned. So I think I've told you all of the details you need to know about this mob farm. A reminder again, this is not being about practical for survival. This is just about the idea of using the slime blocks, and hopefully someone out there will be able to take this idea to the next level. So if you feel like playing around with this or you're inspired, there is a world download in the description box down below. But that is it for this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do leave a like. It will always be appreciated, and if you're looking for some more videos to watch, then there are links in the description box and on the screen. But that is it from me this video, so as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.